Good morning, YouTube. Here we go, YouTube. Good morning, my friends. It's the B Cup, January 3rd. It's the very first B Cup of the new year of 2018. But as you know, the worst part of this is I have to do a disclaimer. I've decided to do disclaimers in order for people to stop saying that I'm speaking for everyone else when I'm not. I never have been. I never will. I'm a believer of speaking your own mind. So anyway, I'm back in LA, which is totally awesome because it's nice and warm here. But my disclaimer is that I do not speak or represent any community. My name is Buck Angel. I have thoughts of my own and opinions of my own. I am a 55-year-old transsexual man who transitioned many years ago and has thoughts about the new generation, the new way we do things, all great and good. One thing I'm not cool about is we're not allowed to have our own opinions. So that's what I do, and that's what I talk about without any representation of anybody, of anyone or anything or any community, especially the transgender community. It's all about me and my thoughts, and I encourage you to have your thoughts and your opinions too, and that's what it's all about. So, good morning, YouTubers, and I'm going to be connecting to Facebook here in a minute, okay? Good morning, Sarah and Freebird and Philip, and Happy New Year to you guys. I hope you had an awesome New Year. I was in New York where it was freezing, totally freezing cold, but I'm so happy to be back in LA because it's just less stressful. It feels I love New York City. I love it, but I could never live there. I'm a big baby from living in California. I'm spoiled. I'm spoiled from living in California. It's real. See, as you see, I have my scarf on because it keeps me warm. So, kids, let's get over to Facebook now. And again, you're going to have to listen to my disclaimer before we go into a discussion because we're really going to talk about what I think we need to talk about, which is let's start the new year like we always try to start New Year's with a different attitude about things, right? Well, Freebird asks me how are you kidding me? Well, I've already been free here because I have a medical card. But that said, now it just took it to a whole other level. I'm so excited. That means our products can be bought by anybody now. You don't need a medical card. So this is totally amazing and awesome. There's a lot of stuff that's going to start to happen. I feel so happy to be part of the cannabis world. So, Philip, anybody free to give a shoulder rub? Oh no, for payment? Oh no, everyone needs to give Philip a little bit of a hug. I'm sorry, Philip, you're not feeling good. That's a bummer. Don't start the new year like that. That's a big bummer. Let's get you some more people to give you some hugs. When you come over to Facebook, we usually have a bigger crowd over there, but I appreciate you being there. So we're starting here now. We're starting on Facebook Live. So here we are, the B Cup. Good morning. It's January 3rd. And I'm back in Los Angeles. That's why I'm only wearing this. I was in New York City. It was freezing, freezing cold. But before I get into all of that, I want to give you the disclaimer. Hi, I'm Buck Angel. This is the B Cup. I do not represent, speak for, or have any interest in being a representation of any community except my own and except my own thoughts and my own opinion. And I do not represent the transgender community, the LGBT community, the queer community, no community. I represent myself and my own opinions and my own thoughts. And I encourage you to do the same. So let's go. January 3rd. Good morning, kids. Happy New Year to everybody. Hi, Benny. Hi, Michael. Here comes Tori. So, and good morning, Andy. Does everybody have their coffee? And Casey? I think, Lawrence, hootenanny is an interesting word. I'm not really sure what that means. Good morning, Tori and Phoenix and Katie. Cheryl, we're going to talk about a new year. You know, I know a lot of people have like intentions and what you're going to do, right? That's a thing that you do for the new year. Hi, Logan and Jennifer and Lawrence. Good morning, kids. Do you guys have your coffee? Everybody sets intentions for the new year. Remember, why do we have to have intentions only in the new year? Your intention should be forever. Forever and ever and ever. A new year is a great thing. It feels like a cleansing process. But it really is no different. It's another day. So why all of a sudden this break between years do you all of a sudden set an intention? You should be doing that all the time, right? You got a new wedding mug. Right on. Good morning, Lawrence. And Andy says, I'm about to take my antidepressant and go to sleep soon. Okay, that's all right if that's what my antidepressant is, cannabis. But I'm not really depressed a lot. I'm very lucky. Good morning, Ike. How are you, my friend? I love scarves. If you ever want to get Trampa a gift, get him a scarf. It's a good thing. Irish cream in the morning, my friend. Hi, Jennifer. Lawrence says, I'm in. Here comes our beautiful friend Rachel, who's our moderator. So, it's a new year. That means new things can happen, but it shouldn't just have to be the new year. It should be always. You should always feel like that. Yes, it is. You should always just feel like you don't need a new year in order to change your life. You don't need that. You just need to have the desire to change, okay? So, Philip, what did you say? We on YouTube listen. Yeah, I understand that. More of the YouTube people listen instead of giving me comments. So, why? What is it about a new year? Good morning, Rachel. It's so awesome to see you. Right? Thomas says, here's to Happy New Year, you amazing person. Thank you, my friend, and you too. We're going to have an awesome new year. Of course, we all feel that in the beginning. We all know in the beginning of 2017, we were like, this is going to be an awesome year. It's what you make of it. Shit happens, and we got a shit fuck president, whatever that is. I don't even like calling him the president, but we have a shit fuck president that completely ruined all of 2017. When it was actually not a bad beginning of a year. But instead of going to the negative, right? I love you. Instead of going to the negative, what did we get out of having a shit crap president put in office in 2017? We got to understand this, or I did. I don't know about you, but what did I understand? I understand that we better stop becoming complacent when we just think we're safe. Because it's not true. Things will always change. Never become complete. Never. Always know that if you're not always thinking ahead or things, until we live in a world of utopia, of that, you must always pay attention. You must never get too comfortable. I hate to even say that, but it is a real thing. And that's what happened. And right behind our little fucking backs, they snuck right up. Okay? Hi, Alex. How you doing, my friend? Headed to school. Right on. Have a great day at school. Cheryl says, New Year represents a new beginning, so time to make new beginnings. My only resolution is to stay positive. And that's a great resolution. But why did it take the New Year to do that? You should be thinking about that every single day. These New Years are coming into each other. I agree. It is a thing that we do because it is a new year. But at the same time, it's just the same universe, the same place. We're in the same situation. I hate that it takes this little tweak for us to go, oh, now we can make, no, we better be paying attention now, right now. Because if we don't pay attention, the same shit that happened in 2017 is going to happen again. So it's very, very important that I think that we understand our attitude. What will be your attitude? I want to talk about our attitudes. Okay, and that could be our attitudes towards each other within our community. That could be our attitudes towards family members. That could be our attitude towards life. What is your attitude towards life? Hi, okay, Alex. Hi, and Crystal. Hi. Staying positive, Cheryl. Well, that is obviously. Oh, I heard James. I heard that it's super, super cold in Florida, which I think is weird. Good morning, Aaron. Nice to see you. Yeah. So. Attitude, people. I think attitude really speaks volumes. I need to drink a little bit of my coffee. Good morning, Jay. So I bet every single one of you probably created intentions for the new year because that seems to be what Freebird says, stay focused. Staying focused is a big deal. Never, ever, ever getting too comfortable. I'm sorry, but it's real. I'm saying I'm sorry because I wish we could become just comfortable. But you can't. You can't. It's not the time that we can become just comfortable. We must continue to speak out. We must continue to speak our own. We must start to speak our own minds. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Good morning, Ash from Vermont. Mika says, every new moment is new. No time like the present to stay on top of ourselves and our own shit. Why wait for a new year? The present is the only time that we live in. It's all about perspective and attitude, 100%, and staying on our toes. Right on, my friend Mika. That's what I'm trying to say right now. You don't need a new year to do that. I think it's brilliant that we got a great new year and everyone's awake and everyone's saying, yeah, I'm going to make these intentions. Yeah. And when you say to yourself, Keaton, working on being a better person, really, what does that mean? What does it mean for you to be a better person? Are you already not a good person? And that can mean many things. But I want to know, like, what does that mean that you need to be better for yourself? And he says, we can be comfortable and renew ourselves with each other, then go out together into the world as warriors. Exactly. And that's why we meet every morning. We meet every morning to give each other that comfort. We meet every morning to give each other the courage. We meet every morning to give each other the strength to go out there and say, I'm not alone. You aren't alone. And it feels very powerful not to be alone. It feels very much like you can go out there because we have your back. Do you know that's like basically having a team and you're playing soccer and you know when you got that ball and you're running, if you lose it, the team players behind you, they're gonna help you. We're team players. We have to learn to play on a team. We're not. You can be an individual first, 100%. You better be. But we have to come back to team players, which means being able to pass the ball, being able not to hog it all the time, right? Todd says, hey, Buck, so true about complacency. I learned that after my job layoff. Yes. Oh, you broke your wrist. That's a bummer, dude. Keaton says, be more responsible for self. Take control of my life. There you go. Right on. Right on. Chris says, when it comes to becoming a better person, it is an everyday thing, trying to uplift those that may need it as well. And that's also, I do that every day. If you knew the amount of emails I got or the amount of messages I got. And, I answer all of my messages. As difficult as it is, it's important for me to acknowledge you because you acknowledge me. And that is the type of person that I am. I will not just leave you hanging. And I don't think of myself as somebody who's above you, that I don't have the time to answer you. It means a lot to me when you send me messages. I can't get back right away. But that said, that to me says that I respect you. I respect you as a person. I respect you as a friend. I respect you as a fan. I respect you as everything that you take the time to write me. I have to take the time to write you back. So I'm saying that because that again is teamwork. That again is having respect for each other. That again is not taking anything as just that, but understanding that things can disappear. When we become complacent, when you become complacent, shit disappears. It stops, it goes away because you don't have gratitude anymore. That's what complacency is. It's the loss of gratitude, right? So Alex says film school is very much a team effort. For sure. For sure. Also be curious, Thomas says. And Keaton, you can always email me. Please do, yes. Annie, I'm not even going to say that. Crystal says, I can't watch right now. I have things to do. Okay, don't watch. Go do your stuff. You don't need to watch. Go do your thing. I'm not that important. I'm really not. You can show up, have a coffee with me, and go, but I'm not that important. Pass the ball, Freebird says. Yes, it's really crappy when you're on a team and there's always that one guy on the team or girl. Okay, my email address is buckangel@buckangel.com. Just go to buckangel.com. It's that one person who holds onto the ball and doesn't pass it. That is not a team effort. Love you too, my friend. That is not a team effort. You must be part of the team if we want to grow. It's not about just you. We are not just about us. We are a family, a team. Okay, we need to be sticking together. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you call yourself. I don't give a fuck who you are. The only thing I care is that you're a good person, that you don't hurt other people, that you're not a scammer, that you're not a shithead. Those are the only things I really care about. Other than that, however you identify, what you choose to do in your life, your sexuality, the kind of things you like to play with, what you do, that's your business. It's not mine. How much hair you grow on your body, if you get surgery or not. Really, people, we've come to this thing where we're so judgmental to each other. How can I judge you? I can't judge you. That's not my job to judge you, and it's not my place to judge you. You just be you. The minute you attack me for whatever the fuck without having a conversation, that just opened the door. But if we never attack each other and we respect each other, but we respectfully disagree, do you understand what those words together mean? Respectfully disagree. Respectfully disagree with me. It's awesome. I want you to. And if you don't, that's great too. But if I say something that is offensive to you, or say it, Buck, I don't like the word tranny. It's offensive to me. It is not that, and I fucking am all over that. I get it. But it doesn't mean I'm going to stop saying it. It doesn't mean I'm going to stop saying it. It means I heard you. I respect what you say to me. But it doesn't mean that I have to stop saying it. It means this, that I will never call you a tranny, that I will never disrespect you in any way about your identity. But tranny is a word that I use within my own language and my own place. It doesn't mean it's bad or I'm bad. I don't like the word trans asterisk. I hate it. I hate the word trans asterisk. I think it is eliminating so many identities. I think it has created this box of identity. Isn't that the whole point of us? To be free for our own identity. Trans asterisk? What is that? Don't you see? First they used to be transsexual. Then they added transgender. Then they decided transgender was too much, so they pushed it down to trans asterisk. Why can't you just say transsexual? And why can't you just say transgender? Why can't you just say queer? Why can't you just say gay? Why can't you just say lesbian? Why can't you just say? Why do we need one little fucking term for us to all identify because we can't use all the other terms? That makes no sense. And that is boxing us into an identity that they choose for us. That is a hardcore label. Trans asterisk is one of the most hardcore labels out there. It is disrespectful. It's wrong. I don't agree with it at all because I'm not trans asterisk. I don't fit under that. So when I tell you I'm a transsexual, that's what I am. And if it's disrespectful to you, I don't know why. I don't know why my claiming transsexual has become disrespectful to some people in the community. It's bizarre behavior. I need to drink my coffee. Talk to me about what you think. Talk to me about what you think about that. It's true. I mean, it's true what I believe. You might not believe that, and you might be using that identity. That might be your identity. Your identity might be trans asterisk, and you might feel comfortable doing that. But I don't. So how do we meet in the middle? I don't like it, but you do. How now do we respect each other in the community around our identities? Right? Holden says, what do they accuse you of when using transsexual? Good morning, Holden, my friend on YouTube. What they accuse me of is using a word that is disrespectful to the transgender community. How? When that's my identity. And they also say that it is an antiquated word that is no longer in existence. Lies. It is a way to control the way we identify. Think about it. Really hardcore, think about it. Think about it. When you make terms that represent 1 million tons of people, you've lost identity. You've lost identity when you make one term. How can I identify as you and me? I'm not the same as you. That is not my identity. Don't tell me what my identity is. You would hate it. Somebody out there tell me what your identity is. Tell me how you identify. I want to know how you identify. Jennifer said, I never understood why the asterisk was added. It makes no... Jennifer. Tori, what did you say? Anybody. Tori says, guilty when I am referencing all people who have transitioned and are interested. I use it. I don't care. Go ahead and use it, Tori. Go ahead. That's my point. My point is this. I know, Rachel, but come on. There's a little... What do you identify as? A transgender person, a transsexual person, a gay person, a lesbian, a queer person? Is your sexuality lesbian? Like, I just want to know that because I want to prove a point here. that I think is really important. So Cole is a transsexual. Cole identifies as a transsexual. But what if I told you one day, Cole, oh no, transsexual is, you're not allowed to use that word. You can no longer use that word. It is not your identity. You must say transgender. Imagine if I said that to you, which is basically what they're saying to you, Cole. How do you feel about that? That's disrespectful. That's rude. That's completely disassociating your own identity with the rest of the community. And all of a sudden now your chosen identity is not a real identity. You understand? I don't want to, and I don't need to make it easy for you. And I don't need to make it easy for the rest of the world. I need to make it easy for me. And I need to make me the priority. And I need to make me feel comfortable. And I need to make me have self-love. And I need to make me have self-care. So if I take on the label transgender, I'm lying to myself. I don't feel comfortable saying transgender. Yet I'm forced to say that. How then do you think that that reacts to me and makes me feel? How do you think that? It doesn't make me feel like whole. It doesn't make me feel like I'm living authentically in my own body. And you know how I feel about that. So why am I now pushed into saying transgender? Because you, as a community, believe it's easier to do. I don't need easy. What's easy? And I don't understand. What is easy? Katie says, I identify as both lesbian and gay, but I'm always misgendered a lot for a man. But I really correct them because I don't find it offensive. Of course not, Katie, because you're grounded around your stuff. Leo says, trans asterisk is a big part of the reason I feel so uncomfortable sometimes identifying as libra-masculine. A gender with masculine tendencies, outward appearance was also... Okay, fantastic, Leo. And there you are. You created your own identity, but guess what? Your real identity doesn't exist anymore because now you have to go and punch the trans asterisk card. What's going to be the next new label that they add on? What's going to be the next? Aaron says, I have no label. I see myself as me, that everyone should care. Of course, but people do have labels. There is somewhere in there, Aaron, whether you want to believe it or not, you have a label. Your sexuality is bisexual, poly, open, sexual. There's a label somewhere. Cole says, because people don't want us to think outside the box. Myself, and people have to deal with it. It is more about control. It is about control. And it's not only the trans community. Who is creating these labels? Does anybody here in all of this outer space that we're in know who is creating the labels for the transgender, trans asterisk community? Who's doing that? And I want to know why we're following. Why are we following rules without asking questions? Why are we just saying, okay, the new term is trans asterisk? Why are we doing that? Without even asking why. I'm asking why and I'm not getting any answers. No one's telling me why. Nobody's telling me why except for this. It's easier for everyone else to understand. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. You've just confused the rest of the world. Do you know that you've just confused the rest of the world? I don't confuse the rest of the world. You want to know how I introduce myself? I'm a transsexual man. I used to be a woman. I was born female. I transitioned to become a man using surgery where I removed my breasts. I did not do surgery on the bottom, and I still have a vagina, but I physically transformed myself to masculinity using testosterone and the gym, and I consider myself a man with a vagina. That is my identity. That is how I explain myself. Everybody gets it. Everybody gets it. Not one person in the out cisgender world has ever said to me, I don't understand. Ever. Taxi drivers, Lyft drivers, Starbucks people, the lady at the supermarket. I tell everybody. And every walks of life, everybody around, I'm very honest about who and what I am. And nobody ever questions my identity. Why? Why do you think that is? I know why. I know why. Rachel says, I feel like I relate better to Native American gender constructs. I feel like I'm then you are. Then you are. Don't even question it, Rachel. Then you are. Do we not understand that we are in control of our own attitude, identity, the way we walk the world? You are in control. It's yours, right, Smash? This is your vessel. This is your vessel. This is your mouth, your eyes, your ears, your brain, your body to decorate, right? Do whatever you choose to do with. Casey says, almost as soon as I say I'm a lesbian, people ask me if I've been with a man. It's true. And how long ago that was. Why should it matter? Is there a gay after date? I'm not mad. No, don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's your turn to educate. When people ask you that question, that means now you get to educate. Now you get to say, well, actually, I'm not a lesbian because I can't date men. I can get a lot of man dates. It has nothing to do with that. Being a lesbian is an attraction towards another woman. That's all that is. It's really simple to explain why you're a lesbian. You have an attraction towards this specific type of person. Then you turn around and you ask that person, so what is your sexuality? And what are you attracted to? And then when they start to tell you, you can actually say, well, it's just me and the reverse. That's all. People will get it. People will get it, especially when you are compassionate. You know, I slept wrong and I fucked up my shoulder and it's killing me. I need like someone to rub it out. Keaton says people should still learn to love you no matter who you are, though that's easier said than done. 100%. The reason why people choose not to love people or choose to be disrespectful or choose to act as if they don't understand or mad about your identity is because they're mad at themselves. Think about it. People who don't want to listen to you or are always telling you that you are not is because they are mad at themselves. Look at those kind of people, right? Casey, you have just said something that I have a great reply before. If they are straight, ask them how they know. Have they tried the same sex? Exactly. Brandon says, hey, Buck, love you. Enjoying your stream after getting a tooth removed. Wrote my preferred name on all my documents. Didn't get questioned once. Bravo. Bravo, bravo. Walk with your head held high. Walk through the world knowing that you can do it no matter what. Walk through the world knowing that you don't need to be validated by anybody. You don't. Once you let go of that, I need validation, I need my community to tell me how to be, I need to know how to dress, I need to know, create your own dress. Create your own style. Don't copy what's on the internet. Don't copy what's on there. Don't be a copy. Just because skinny jeans are in doesn't mean you can wear skinny jeans, whatever the fuck that is. You understand what I'm saying? Just because scarves are in, it doesn't mean you have to wear scarves. I wear scarves because I'm cold. I actually like the way they look too. But that said, it doesn't mean you have to do it just because it's the trend or it's the thing. Be yourself. Create your own space. Create your own dress. Create your own hats. Create your own tattoos. Create you in the image of what you've envisioned. We need to stop being sort of robotic and being we are being uncreative. That's what I was looking for. We are being uncreative. We are being followers and we're not being leaders. You have to learn how to stand up for your own self in this community, especially if you are being bullied. If you're not, I'm very happy. That makes me happy to hear that. David said, I've always liked the terminology androgynous. I never felt offended by it. Me neither. That too. To me, it meant that I show characteristics of both sexes. Exactly. I always thought that inside our heart and our souls, we were all, totally. I was androgynous for many years as a woman. Eric says, Buck, you remind me of what they used to say about if your friends jump off a bridge. Eric, my dad used to say that. You will be judged by the company you keep. That's what my dad used to always say. Would you jump off the bridge if your friends did it? And then I would be a smart ass and I'd be like, well, it depends on why they're jumping off the bridge. John says, Happy New Year, my friend. Happy New Year to you too. But Eric, you can always take what I say with a grain of salt. You don't ever have to think what I'm saying is the truth or this or that. It's only my truth. Remember my disclaimer? It's only my opinion. It's only the way I walk the world. It's the way I do things. And it's my opinion that a lot of the things I do are great because they create a way for me to walk the world free. And it's why I share with you every morning. Jennifer says a lot of people have blinders on and are fearful of what they have no knowledge of. We need to educate, and hopefully it will lower all the ignorance in the world. Every day we have to educate. And it's why I keep saying this to everybody out there. Live your own truth. Just because you're transgender or you're trans asterisk or whatever you are, there's a hell of a lot more going on inside of you than just trans. There's a hell of a lot more. That should be the last label in your label. That should be the last. You're a human. You're a sexual person. You're funny. You're all these things. I'm a trans person. What is that? This is what trans looks like. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You can't define trans that easy. You are defining people's identity when you say, this is what trans looks like. To me, you're defining. You can't define. It is vast. It is vast. Our community is vast. It is not tiny. We are squeezing. We are squeezing all of us into, you will now be trans asterisk. I'm not trans asterisk. Stop it. And stop making assumptions. Never make assumptions. You can make a mistake. I guess an assumption can be a mistake. Yeah, I think an assumption can be a mistake. I guess I do make assumptions. Actually, I'm going to take that back. I do make assumptions. Sometimes I walk into a room and there's a person standing over there that physically looks female. Physically looks female. And I don't need to explain that to you. You know what I mean. Physically looks female in my eyes. And I misgender them as female. What are the options right now that are going to happen to me? Because I misgendered a person when I walked into the room, and I made an assumption. I did. I made an assumption because it's the way I've been taught. I've been taught to look at things visually. And visually, if I see something that looks feminine or female to me, I immediately gender it. It is a real thing, whether you like it or not. You do it, I do it, the world does it. They gender by visuals, whether you like it or not, and get out of your fucking bubble right now. Get out of your misgendered bubble, because it's fucking real. I used to get misgendered all the fucking time. I still do. You will be misgendered for the rest of your fucking life. If you understand what it means to be misgendered, you won't get so upset about it. You won't get so upset about it. If that little word, he, she, they, them, is the most important thing in your life, you're missing the whole point. Then you're saying you need validation from the rest of the world. And there, my friend, is your snag. That's your snag. If you constantly need validation from the outside world, that's your snag. Because you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. It's not going to happen. I don't get it. Nobody gets it. Nobody gets it. It's not possible. Who's the most likable man, person, lady, they, them in the world? Who is? Nobody. Who is? Do you think there's one person in this world or entity or thing that every single person in this world loves and will never talk shit about and will always validate? Is there one person? Because I'm going to prove my point right now. No, there isn't. Everyone gets some form of shit from the outside world. Nobody is 100% validated. Nobody. Misgendering is a real thing because people go from visuals. They go to visuals. Derek Jeter. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. So my point to you is this. Yes, we all make mistakes. We all make assumptions. I get misgendered. You get misgendered. We all get misgendered. Our identities are this. Our identities are that. But what is your attitude? What is your attitude? Because attitude is everything. Remember what we started the show off with? Amagin888 says that now that I'm transitioning, I'm misgendered as male. And there you go. And you probably will get misgendered as male for Maybe the rest of your life. Maybe not. Maybe not. But I'm being honest with you that at some point in your whole, I get misgendered. Look at me. Look at me. My ugly ass face with my hairy, I get. You think that I get it because people know I have a vagina. So they will refuse to call me male. And they want to call me female because of my vagina. So how am I not getting, I'm getting misgendered all the time. So for some people out there, they think I don't get misgendered and I have passing privilege. And I do this because you know how much I hate that. I'm far from passing privilege. My motherfucking voice is so loud out there talking about my motherfucking pussy and vagina to the world. How am I having passing privilege? When I am very well known as being a man with a vagina who used to be a lady. I don't have passing privilege. I'm very aware of the fact that I walk the world and people see me as masculine because I work very hard on this. This isn't natural. I fucking inject testosterone in my body every week. I go to the gym. I eat really good food. I focus on my masculinity. It's because I created this masculinity. It didn't magically pop up somewhere, and I didn't magically just become passing privilege. Everyone has some form of privilege in their life. Everyone. Everyone. It's a matter of fact of how you choose to use that. I use my pass. Oh, I hate it so much. Because when you say Buck has passing privilege, you're actually saying something very rude and disrespectful to me. You're acting as if I think I'm better than you. You're acting as if I have something more than you. You're acting as if I just get this out of nowhere. You're discounting how I have this. And you're also discounting how I use it. If I was a dickhead and I just was this guy that walked around talking shit about people now that I'm a man and I talk shit about ladies, then yeah, that's dickish and asshole-ish. But if you understand when people get privilege and how they use their privilege, and I keep doing this because it's all of these, again, labels. Why are we not looking at people as individual people? We are individuals. We are not passing privilege. We are not privilege. We are not this. Look at the person, as a single person. Every person, Laverne Cox, everyone. What does Laverne do? Who is she? How is she doing? She's not just a trans woman of color. She's far from that. And is that what you think about her? You're wrong. She does so many amazing fucking things in the world. And I'll bet you $1 million she gets misgendered. Is she using her passing privilege to create change? Yes. Does that make her a bad person? No. I dare you to say that shit to her. I dare you to say, oh, Laverne Cox has passing privilege. And why is there a group of people out there who have become so angry and so misguided on what the whole point of transitioning is? Why? Why have we become why is there a group of people who feel that they are being left out, that they don't have the opportunities that we have, that they are feeling very much like victims, that they don't feel that they have opportunity? Who and why are these people? Do you guys know who they are? Andy says, you have the privilege and the danger that comes from the bravery of living who you are. 100%. 100%. Hunter says, I think people use the word privilege too much. I have a privilege of having a Nespresso machine. But I don't work. I don't work hard. I don't run around fucking making money on my own. Come on. Come on. Even the richest person in the world worked somehow to get that money or that privilege, right? And hopefully does use that privilege. We don't know. You can't make assumptions about somebody who has a lot of money and they don't do anything. For example, Caitlyn Jenner, who I like and I think is actually a great part of our community. I wouldn't say that I agree with everything that comes out of her mouth, and I don't have to. And I don't fucking have to, and she doesn't have to fucking care about me. But what I do know is this. She is a part of our community. I do know this for a fact. She gives a lot of money to our community. A lot of money. She gives a lot of support, and she is there. Whether you like her or not, she is there, and she speaks to people who don't hear us, and she changes minds daily. So stop being so ignorant and arrogant and thinking that you could just be like, Caitlyn Jenner is bad and blah. You don't know. You don't know her. You only know her from what you see on the internet. And are you really thinking the internet is real? It's not. Anybody can say anything about anyone and anything on the internet. Sasha says they block themselves from having the smallest amount of body positivity. But who are these people? Good morning, Lauren. Nice to see you, my friend. Who are these group of people within our community? I gotta go, kids. Who are these group of people within our community that have created this sort of anger? There's a lot of anger. It's a group of people who created the anger. These group of people don't feel connected to any of us. So because they don't feel connected to any of us, they have reacted in anger. And they have created a lot of anguish. And they've created a lot of bridges, and they've created a lot of pushback in order for us to, for them to say that nothing exists. Gender doesn't exist. Transsexual doesn't exist. The only things that exist are this. You know that there's an actual group of people, and that's why we're in the predicament that we're in. Because they chose not to accept the fact that we are a very diverse community. We have lost our diversity. The transgender community is no longer diverse. It has become a cult, and it has become a walking, I am transgender. This is what I need to do. Are you kidding? Is that really what you want to see from this community? Today, January 3rd, 2018, is the beginning of a new world. And guess what? We have a huge, 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 huge opportunity to come back from last year's total fucking shit show. 2017 transgender community shit show. I said it right here. 2017 transgender community shit show. The anger, the hate, the disrespect, the lies, the cheating, the bullshit behavior. If it happens again in 2017, we're done. There's no more community. I beg of you. I'm not part of it. I've removed myself from it. I am part of my own community. I'm part of the B Cup. I am part of creating a place where we're going to be able to have conversations, where I don't give a fuck what you think about me, and you don't give, and really, you don't give a fuck about what I think about you. That's what I want you to get from here. Never, ever give a shit about what people think about you. Only give a shit that you know you're a good person, you're giving, you create, you want peace and love and happiness and compassion and empathy. These are all the things that you have in your body, and you create them every day. It doesn't matter what people think about you. The like-minded people will find you, and they'll follow you, and then you'll just be that. And that's what you surround yourself with. And that's what you surround yourself with. So, a new attitude. A new attitude. It's a real thing. Yes, there's no community without individuals. I love you kids on YouTube. Thank you always for showing up. It was a good first show. I'm going to let YouTube go right now, and then we'll come back and shut down Facebook. It's a big day. I got to go get my Chinese visa. I'm going to China. I'm going to Beijing. I love you kids so much. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Have a beautiful day.